Hey, how's it going, everybody?
What's
Welcome back to another
happening?
episode of Dueling Aces. Wade's Bets here with Mikey Knobs. How you doing, man?
What's happening, Wade? Good to talk to you, brother. Man,
Yeah,
hanging in there, man. It was a little bit of disappointing Friday. We won the pick on the show with the Brew Crew. Freddie Peralta looked lights out, by the way. Love seeing that. So it was a nice win for y'all. Hope y'all tailed that one. Lost my other two bets though, so first losing day of the year. Oh well, good problem to have, I guess. Still 16-4. So hopefully we can get back on track today. But man, just a little bump from the weekend, man. I mean, it was a good weekend, but as far as like, we'll get to it here in a minute, I'm sure. But a couple of my favorite pitchers are going to be on the shelf for a while. I just hate seeing that, man. Early in the year, seeing the guys hurt their elbows. And I don't know. How about you, man? How you feeling this Monday morning?
I'm feeling great, man. Having a beautiful morning. It's sunny outside. Can't beat that. Yeah, I think our play on Friday also lost. Quintana, they let him go 100 pitches, and he walked his last two batters. I don't know why they were letting him go so deep.
Weird.
One of those days, but
Yeah.
yeah, man. No, other than the weekend injuries that we're going to be talking about here shortly, it's a pretty good weekend. Can't
Sweet.
complain.
Good
So
deal.
yeah, no, yeah, it's pretty tough break with some of the MLB news, man.
Oh,
We got two pitchers going down, but we got two pitchers coming back, so I guess they may even each other out. But yeah, man, we got Shane Bieber, Cleveland. He went down with the
oh,
UCL injury. He's out for the season. Surgery. What do you
yeah.
think about that?
And I take full responsibility. I'm sorry, Dueling Aces fans. Of course, I bet him to win the Cy Young after his second start, and then this news breaks a few days later. So I feel partially responsible. Thankfully, I only put a few peanuts on it. That's why it's a good lesson. Don't go crazy with awards betting because an injury is always around the corner, especially with a pitcher. Man, it can happen. So. Anyway, I hate that for Bieber. He is one of my favorites to watch. I think he's also one of your favorites. Isn't that right, Wade?
Yeah, and it's tough, man, because I'm a pretty big Guardians fan. I love their team. I'm from the Midwest. The A's are my favorite team, but they may be one of my Braves and A's are my two favorite. But I really like the Guardians. One of my best friends is a huge Guardians fan, and now it's just tough because usually their pitching is top of the league, and it's their hitting that struggles, and usually middle of the pack. But right now, their offense is one of the best in the league, and now they're hitting with some injuries. They got him, and I think Williams is still out. I'm not sure when he's coming back yet. So they've got two starters out right now, and I think it's time maybe they need to maybe start looking to bring another pitcher in.
Yeah, I would hope so. Hopefully, in the front office, they got something in mind. I don't know. They usually have a pretty decent farm system. I don't know if they have anybody in AAA that's raring to go. Hopefully, they do. But if not, maybe they can make a move and
I
get
have a
another
hot take.
organized
If I
arm.
was running that team, I'd be calling Trevor Bauer now. They should have called Trevor Bauer in the offseason. They should have called Trevor Bauer last year. I don't care what's going on with him. That's a big
Exactly.
misunderstanding, and he got put in a really bad
Did,
situation.
man. He
Somebody
got
needs to bring him back.
a raw deal. T-Bow got a raw deal, and surprised nobody's got him back in the majors yet. Maybe they will for the end of the season, but I guess we'll see.
I don't think teams want to deal with the scrutiny just because the media is just insane like that. But
Yeah.
maybe they just don't want to fight that narrative. But they should. Somebody should
Oh
just put the
man,
media back in their place. But
it's a bummer.
either way, from that we move on to Spencer Strider. Man, I know
Oh,
you're a huge Braves fan. I took
dude.
them as a World Series future. So
Whew.
luckily, he's only got a strain right now. He's going to go on the 15-day DL. We're not sure
Okay,
if he's
well,
going
that's
to miss
better,
the whole
not fall.
season, but if he does have to have surgery, obviously he's going to be done for the year. And I don't know. I don't know if the Braves can withstand in the playoffs when you don't have one of your top pitchers. So
Yeah, it was Strider, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's when the bad news started for me on Saturday. I was all excited, nice relaxing weekend, with the wife, having a good time and running around town. And my best friend Dustin, what's up, DB? He texted me out of nowhere. Hey, did you hear the news? And I'm like, oh man, it doesn't sound good. And he tells me about Strider's elbow, and I was like, oh, I was bummed the rest of the day. So I love watching the kid pitch. Hopefully he's gonna be okay. Hopefully it's just one stint on the DL. Even if he just misses a month, I would feel better about that. But I don't know.
I think they should take his time now and just let him sit out a month and see what he can do. I would not rush this back at all. Their offense will be able to carry him through some games like they did this weekend. We'll talk about a little bit.
Yep,
So I
exactly.
think they're still okay, but they need to get him back. Yeah, no, there's two pitchers that are on the verge of coming back.
Yeah,
Just
big Name guys too, right?
Rehab start. Yesterday, going 3 innings, gave up 6 runs and 6 hits. So
Hmm.
I think he'll have at least a couple more starts before he comes back in rotation for the Astros. I'm not sure what to expect, man. He's getting real old.
Yeah, he's getting on up there. Is he 40 yet? He's got to be. If he ain't, he's knocking on it. He's,
I thought he was 45.
it seems like it, as long as he's been around.
Yeah. No, but he
Hey,
should
he's
get a
got
couple more
Kate
starts.
Upton though, right? Kate Upton keeps him young. I mean, Kate Upton will keep any man young, right? Good Lord.
Yeah. No, it's to be honest, I still like him. He's a big target for me for outs, for
Okay.
walks, for even if I don't like strikeouts and hit props a lot. I will take those on him because depending on the matchup, he'll go over and under, and he's one of those guys I usually feel pretty safe with betting on.
Right.
He
He's one of
usually
your
goes
top targets.
he usually goes deep. I mean, even if he struggles, they almost always let him go 6
Yeah.
innings.
It's
So
almost like that respect factor. They're like, okay, it's future Hall of Famer. Just let him go his 6 innings, no matter what, unless
yep.
he asks to come out, which he's a Bulldog. He won't ever ask to come out. So that's actually a really good strategy on your part, finding guys that you know are normally at least going to work 6 innings.
Him, Logan Webb. There's certain guys that they're just going to let him go 100
Yep.
pitches, even if they get 10 up. Like Logan Webb almost went 6 innings yesterday, and he had 10 hits. So it's
Yep.
or
He's
maybe
their guy. I mean, he's their guy. They're
yeah. There's 8 to 10 guys in the league you can lean on that stuff for sure. And then other ones coming back, and Garrett Cole. He's reports are he's going to begin throwing this week. So I think obviously they'll have a couple weeks of throwing, probably some bullpen practice, and then they'll get him into some probably some live game action. And I expect to see him back. I don't know if we'll see him in May, for sure June, June. So
Yeah, my
that's great
dad will
news
be
for us
happy.
pitchers.
He's a huge Yankees fan. So what's up, Pops? Yeah, he'll be really happy to hear the good news on Cole. I know he was bummed in spring training when Cole went down. So reigning Cy Young winner. So yeah, they definitely, boys in pinstripes, definitely need him back.
And that's what they need too, because their pitching's been real good. They're walking. They're real patient at the plate. Their discipline's been good so far, and their bullpen's great, obviously. So if they can weather the storm here and get one of their starters back, man, I've never been a Yankees fan, but this is scary. This is a real scary bunch. They might actually go pretty far this year.
Yeah, pains me to say it, but I think you're probably right on that.
I'm still high on the Orioles winning that division, but man, after the first week, I don't know. At first week and a half, I don't know. Their offense isn't looking as good as I was hoping they would. They're not hitting as well.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. It's a long season, but
yeah.
Yankees are looking really good right now. You can't deny that one bit. So, well, we got a weekend takeaway, man. What was the thing that impressed you the most? There's a lot of game action. We had a lot of players played really well. But what stuck out you the most?
Yeah, man, I'm gonna have to go with one of my old time, favorite teams. The Cubbies, baby, man, taking 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers. Everybody's, high on the Dodgers this year because they spent a boatload of money as usual. They think they're going to score a ton of runs. They probably are, and they have. But I love seeing the Northsiders take 2 out of 3, give the Dodgers a nice little slice of humble pie.
Yeah.
Their offense, dude, just knocking the cover off the ball. 6-3. They had a rough opening series against Texas, but that's forgivable, man. Against the defending world champs, they lost 2 out of 3 to them, but they've been rolling ever since. They swept the Rockies. Yeah, no, it's the Rockies. But then taking 2 out of 3 from LA, I love it. Dansby Swanson, Christopher Morel, Ian Happ, they're all hitting well over 300. A ton of guys have 2 home runs. Who do I got here? Yeah, Cody Bellinger's got 2. Morel, Suzuki, Swanson all have 2 home runs, in just 9 games. So that's pretty good start for the Cubbies. That was a shocker to me. I did not see them winning that series, and so that's what got my attention. What about you?
One thing you didn't even bring up is they did that with 2 rookie starters. I don't call them rookies, but 2 new starters.
Yep. Guys that aren't seasoned by any means. You're
very
right.
impressive. They both come from the Japanese league. I'm not sure where Imanaga came from, but no, that's I was pretty impressed with that too, man. They're a really good team. They walk the most in baseball right now. They've got a really good average, and their pitching's been very good. So
yeah, that's. I'm glad you hit on that. That's something I noticed looking at. I'm a Fangraphs geek. I like looking at Fangraphs a lot. It's surprising the Cubs, I know it's only a 10-day sample size or whatever, but Cubs, they're just not striking out as much as they did last year. They're putting the ball in play. I think they're doing the old choke and poke where they're getting 2 strikes and choking up a little bit, just putting it in play. Good things happen when you do that.
I think they're bottom. I think they're bottom 1, 2, or 3 in strikeouts in the league right now too.
Yeah, they are. I saw that this morning.
They walk the most and they strike out the least. What kind of recipe is that, man? Jeez, that's successful right there.
Yeah. 9-game sample size, but if they keep that going, I think they'll probably be the team to beat in the NL Central. Cardinals will probably be okay.
I was high on the Cardinals too coming into the year, man, but I don't know.
They're kind of, I don't know. They're not hitting the ball like I thought they would. It is early, but yeah, I don't know. Right now, if I had to pick today, I would lean toward the Cubbies winning the NL Central if I had to.
If I were people out there, I'd probably go put a future on them. After watching the Cardinals for the first few games and then the last week development, looking at their roster and their lineup, I really only like 2 or 3 batters in their lineup. They're not that impressive.
Yeah. It's.
I know they don't have Sonny Gray either, but he's not going to help them score points.
You're right. It's Goldie and Arenado, and that's it. I mean, who else do you got to worry about?
I'm not really impressed with anybody else on that team. I know they have Lance is on the DL right now, Newt Bar.
Yeah.
So when he comes back,
he's their leadoff man. I think that's right. I think he'll
be a threat. So that may help him a little bit. But yeah, I don't know. I took them as a future also to win that division, and that may not be a good look there. But we'll see. I was really high on the Sonny Gray move. So
yeah.
And I like Lance Lynn. I know Lance Lynn's very prone to getting blown up, but he's also very good at going deep. He's a bulldog, and he can keep teams in games as long as he doesn't get blown up. But he will get blown up sometimes.
Yep. So. What I like about Fat Boy Lance, he's a good look usually for over and K props. Is he'll give up 7 earned runs and still strike out 8. And it's like
absolutely.
I don't know. It's like go figure that one out. He needs to mix in a salad every once in a while, though, man. Lord of mercy, he is a big dude, man. Maybe that helps. I don't know.
I could see this being his last year. So
yeah, he's been around a long time. Yeah. But I like watching him pitch still. So
yeah, no, man. One thing I was really taken aback by, I guess it shouldn't be too surprising, but I was impressed with the Braves, man. Especially once they get the news that Strider went down. They ended up sweeping the NL champ D-backs. 3 games, and they came back, and I believe 2 of them. They may have came back in all 3, but one of them they were down 6 runs, and their offense has just come through. Their offense has kept them going, and even through what Max Fried had a terrible start on Friday.
I don't know.
Saturday. Can't remember what day he pitched.
What's going on with Fried?
7 runs, I think he gave up. So
I think his ERA is like 18. I know it's just 2 starts, but man, I was also texting the same buddy that's a huge Braves fan, Dustin, and he's like, I really think Fried is pressing. He don't look like himself. He's pressing. It's a contract here. He wants to get paid. I get it. But man, I think my buddy's probably right on the money with that assessment. A lot of guys, they get in a contract here and they just press. They try to do too much. He's trying to be too perfect, I think. And that's what's, hopefully he'll figure it out. He's got to. If Strider's out for the year, which we hope he ain't, but if he is, Fried's really got to pick it up, because then it's just left up to Sale and Morton, 2 guys that are old as dirt. Sale's always hurt. Morton's 40 years old, man. It's like, whew.
Yeah, and then you get Fried with the contract year. Now he's thrusted into the ace role, so now it's even more pressure. Sale's been doing really good. He's had 2 impressive starts so far. So
he's looking at that knee buckling curveball. It's still there. You just got to keep him out there, keep him healthy.
That might have been a good signing if they can keep him out there.
I hope so, man. I hope so. I thought about sprinkling a little bit on him, the Cy Young. I didn't do it, but I try to. I was tempted just because I'm a Braves fan.
Garrett Crochet should be the Cy Young look right now at like plus 1,500 or whatever he was.
Good. He looks good. Where did he come from? Jeez.
He's really, 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 really good. So if it's still valuable, you might want to sprinkle on that, whoever watches this. So it's tough to take a White Sox as a Cy Young guy, but they probably won't. They usually give it to at least a guy that's on a better team too. So I don't know if that really matters.
Hurt him. White Sox may be Probably third worst team in baseball behind. It's going to be the Rockies and the A's battling it out for the worst record, I think.
No, the A's are going to be better than the Mets, buddy. You watch.
Hey, they won a series, right? Didn't they take 2 or 3?
They're coming, man. They got their Moneyball working again. So
Triple A's, watch out. That's right.
Yeah, AAA squad right there, actually winning some games.
That's it.
No, they look pretty good in Detroit this weekend, but they also face Kenta Maeda, who's a full fade right now. So
I don't know what's going on with him.
And I don't think Jack Flaherty's he's okay, but he's if he's on, he's on. If he's not, he's going to give up runs. So
yeah, he can get rocked. He's shown that he can get rocked. So yeah.
Well, hey man, let's give the people some bets today. What are you looking at? What stuck out to you today?
Let's feed the people, man. Had 5 bets that I really liked. Ended up settling on just 3. I always try to keep it around 3 as far as sides. And once again, couldn't find a prop again, man. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm not as comfortable early in the year with props. I like seeing a full month sample size a lot of the times. Really was close on wanting to play Jose Barrios over 6.5 at some nice plus money. Just because he's facing Seattle. Seattle K's a ton. I would just lean to them, but yeah, he couldn't pull the trigger, couldn't get there. Really wanted it at 5.5, but when it came out 6.5, it kind of got me off of it. But yeah, as far as best bet, let's stick with it, man. Let's ain't broke, don't break it. Let's ride the Cubbies again. Found this over at Superbook, Cubs over the Padres, plus 125. I just think that's too much, man. I mean, every other book has it around plus 110 or so, maybe plus 115. But yeah, if you have Superbook in your state, or if you have Circa also has the same number, plus 125. Like I said, Northsiders just knocking the cover off the ball. I expect him to stay hot. You Darvish, I respect you. He's been around a long time. He has a nice sinker, a big, nice sweeper also. And he typically does well at home, but I just still think this should be a pick 'em.
Yeah.
So give me the plus money here with the Cubbies, and just hoping that Morrell and Swanson and Happ and Bellinger will keep swinging good sticks here. Also, been a little bit disappointed in the Padre bullpen. I looked at this morning; their reliever ERA is well over 5. Again, I know it's small sample size, but that's surprising too. So technically, on paper, the Cubs have performed better out of their bullpen. So if that keeps up, just like the Cubs at the plus money, man, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. What about you, my man? What are you looking at? Feed the people, Wade.
I love that look, man. Especially plus money. You take Cubs plus 125 10 times. You might win that 7 times right now with the way they're playing.
Hoping so, man. If they can stay hot, we'll see. It's baseball. You never know, but I think that's just a good price.
Yeah, no. I'm gonna go ahead and give one out that on a prop that I normally don't take too many of these. I try to find good value on these types of props, just because I specialize more in outs and walks. And like you said, it's so hard at the beginning of the year. We're still using data from last year. We haven't really seen how some of these pitchers are looking early on, what they worked on in the off season. Some guys come in that weren't going very deep. Maybe they're going deep now. They're not walking guys last year. Maybe they're walking guys this year, vice versa. So yeah, it's still early. So, we've been up and down. We're still profitable in MLB. I'd have to look where we're at right now. I think we're almost right around 10 units. Not spectacular, but I love it.
Only 10 days in.
10 days in.
A unit a day. We'll take it.
Yeah. Can't complain. But we've lost some walks and some out props just because guys just aren't on yet and they're pulling guys a little early. But
I think the cold weather affects that too, man.
Correct.
Like it just a lot of guys can't get going for playing up north, and it's kind of hard to get in the groove when the wind chill's 20-something degrees and all that. And I think the manager's a little more careful with their guys in the cold weather, so I think that affects it. So.
No, our props for us really start taking off after the first or second month of the year. Once you get a lot of data and you get these guys into warmer weather. So,
gotcha.
But no, one that really stuck out to me last night. Subscribers got this. I'm not sure where it's at right now. I didn't look, but subscribers got this at plus 115 last night. I'm looking at Zach Gallen. This is a scary bet for anybody out there. I'm taking him to go under 5.5 hits at Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty scary to take a hit prop at Colorado and Coors Field, where usually the ball is flying out of the ballpark. But man, he is a beast on the road. So if you look back at his road starts and his road starts versus Colorado, Let's see. He's head to head. He's under 5.5 hits versus Rockies last 4 in a row. He's under 7 of last 9 that he's faced them. He faced the Rockies 6 times. He's under at Rockies 6 times. He's under this line in the last 4 of them. So the first 2 he ever went there, he gave up 9 and 7. But since then, he's been clean. In those games, he's given up 4, 2, 4, and 3. Last season, his median on the road was at 5 hits with 24 batters faced. And if you remove 2 of the games where he gave up 10 hits and 8 hits, I think one might have been to the Dodgers and one might have been to the Cubs. I'd have to look back at that. But you remove those 2, his median falls well below 5. So right now, currently, right now the Rockies, they only have one batter on their roster, Blackman, who's hitting 280 against him. Everybody else is 250 or worse, and there's a lot of guys that are in the 100s against him. So
I love that. I love Zach Gallen. I think he's one of the best pitchers in the NL by far. That's Mr. Obvious quote there, but that's another one. That's a bonus bet for you. I did lay the run line with the Diamondbacks today. Laid them 1.5, mainly because I do like Gallen. I was looking at this morning. Through 11 innings of work this year, he's only give up 1 earned run. Dude's dialed in already. Rockies can hit a little bit at home. Anybody can hit at Coors. But, yeah, I'm with you, man. I could easily see the Diamondbacks building a big lead and Gallen just cruising under this. Him giving up 3, maybe 4 hits is probably about right. So, yeah, that under 5.5 plus money, I think it's a great grab. If you were making this line, 5.5 is probably the right number, but the juice should be like what, minus 130? Wouldn't you say minus 140 even? So getting plus 115. Shameless plug. Sign up for Wade's Bets. For only $25 a month, you get value like that right there. He got plus 115 last night. I would be willing to bet the ranch. There's no way it's plus money right now.
Yeah, and his outs is over 16.5, which if you look back, he's gone over as well. His last 4 starts at his last 4 starts at Colorado, he's had at least 6 or 7 innings. So that's 6. I'm not sure why that 16.5 line so low. Just
it's wild.
I don't know. Maybe they're expecting him to give up runs and hits today, or he's going to blow over that line. So that was like minus 130. So if you guys were wanting to look at that, that's a good look today too. I didn't personally take it because I don't like to double up on pitchers too often.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
But that coincides. If you were to double up, this would be a good one to double up on because if he goes under 5.5 hits, he's more likely going to go over 6.5 or 16.5 outs. So,
yep.
You can look at it that way.
It's the old it's almost like the old correlated parlay that a lot of sharps used to play back in the day. Probably still do play when they can find them.
Yep.
But yeah, man.
100%. Is it still plus money?
Yeah, surprising. Just got it on DraftKings. It's plus 120 now, which is really weird. I think it's the movement's wrong. I think, in my opinion, I don't get it. The movement's wrong. I mean,
I don't like that. But I did get it. I did get it at DraftKings. See, that's the bummer. About sometimes you grab lines early because you think they're going to move, and then they don't move the right way that you think they're going to move, and then you could grab them later for better money. So it's the gamble you take.
Yeah, I would always rather be early than late, though, man. I really think, 80, 89% of the time, I think betting early is the way to go. Just because I think, and I've watched your stuff for a while now. Usually you're coming up with a ton of CLV. Usually by the next morning, you're getting a lot of stuff that you took at plus monies minus something the next morning. So I think
there's one we took last night that was minus 105. It moved to minus 145 this morning.
Exactly. Yeah, that's my point. 40 cents of value. You're going to get burned on this one every once in a while. This is just kind of random, and we don't know where it's going to close at, by the way.
Correct.
The game don't start for 9.5 hours. It could easily.
Well, and the people that aren't really looking into the data too much, you might just have people out there that are just looking at props and taking them just because they like them, and people see a 5.5 hit prop at Colorado, they're probably hitting the over.
Yeah, exactly. And people love to bet the over by nature. Like we've talked about that. The average gambler wants to bet overs. They don't like unders. We like whatever's going to cash for us
We do, but I think us sharps like to have unders a little bit more for sure.
Yeah,
that's the way to go.
I love unders. I want a good boring under is just fine with me.
100%, man. So, other than today and baseball going on, this week is a huge week. We've got UFC 300 on Saturday. We've got the Masters week this week, and we've got the college basketball national championship tonight. So, man, what a week, huh?
Yeah, it's insane. It's good. It's one of the better weeks to be a sports bettor. I can't wait. I don't bet much golf, but I love watching the Masters. How can you not? Just the history, having it
We'll
on
be
green will be great
we'll,
on Thursday and Friday. So
we'll be putting some probably some bets on guys to finish top 40, top 20. Those are what we
nice,
like to bet on for golf.
sweet. I love.
Tough.
Hey, that's the guys that I've seen do well in golf. Stay away from the outrights and they play those markets you just talked about, top 20, top 30, top 40. A lot safer than trying to pick who's going to win out of what 126 person field or whatever it is. So
I think so. And if you're going to take a guy to win, you've got to take more than one guy. You've got to take 4 or 5 guys, and then they're all going to be juiced. So it's
spread it.
they're
Spread
okay
it.
to look at. But the round bets I believe is where you can profit pretty well at.
Yeah.
So. But no,
Cool,
man, I'm glad to have you back on here again.
Yeah, my pleasure, man. We'll keep rolling.
Episode 3 here, so we'll keep it going. We might have something out for you guys on Friday with with just our Friday quick pick and maybe a weekend series we're looking forward to. So
let's do it.
No, we'll keep this thing going. Hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for joining us. Hope you guys have a blessed day.
Yeah, blessed day, guys. Go
let's
Cubbies.
cash these tickets. Yeah, go Cubs.
All right.
See you
Thanks,
guys.
buddy. Good to see you, bud. Later.